You know, it's so powerful, all these different stories, but does anybody out there know an athlete or somebody that just likes to compete or is wondering why their athletic performance has improved? Well, let's hear from Jesse as to what he experienced, and then Dr. Brett will give us the why behind that again. Are you guys loving this?
What is going on, team? So if you look behind me, those are bodybuilding trophies, and they're all first place. So when I compete in bodybuilding, I compete for one reason and one reason only. I compete to win. I want to win the show. So that means that I take, when it comes to supplementation, anything that is legal and ethical that I can put in my body that's gonna help me put on muscle and lose fat. Now, 2018, started taking Protandim. Does Protandim alone just like help you gain muscle and lose fat? No, that's ludicrous. Nothing does. But what it does do is it helps you get into better REM sleep, or for me, in my case, get into REM sleep, period. So what that does is now we tap into the sleep science, and now we're recovering better, which is what I was doing. So when I recover better, I can train longer, I can train harder, I can train more frequent. And what happens when you train harder, more frequent? Because you're recovering better, you put on more muscle. Your body is more susceptible to lose body fat. Absolutely huge. Look, I can't make a claim about anything other than the peer-reviewed studies that you've probably already seen on Protandim, but what I can say is at the age of 40, I had my best bodybuilding year ever, and I've been competing and winning shows since I was 18 in the year, whatever that year was. So it was absolutely amazing, and that's why I'd recommend it for really anyone, but specifically if you want to maximize output, you want to maximize yourself in life, you maximize your muscular recovery and your recovery period. Second big daddy supplement was collagen. Now, I really can't get into the nitty gritty and science of collagen because I used to not be a fan of collagen. Matter of fact, I've done videos like this telling people don't take collagen. But then I did dive into the science and I did start taking the LifeVantage collagen, partially as a favor to my wife, and it was absolutely bonkers what happened. So I also did powerlifting in my competitive career. And as a powerlifter in the 181s, that was what I weighed, 181 pounds. You want to bench press 4 plates. They call it the 4-plate club. Okay, that's 405 pounds. I had trained for it. I had wearing all the wraps and everything. I had competed for it. I did the sniffer saw. I had competed many years in powerlifting, and I could never get to that 405, mainly because I'd get this twinge right here, and I'm definitely afraid of busting out like a pec or a shoulder and having to be put under. Really, really afraid of that. So I'd just be like, take it. I did get to like 365, 375 days, never got the big daddy, so I'd given up on it. Literally, gosh, this year, at 45 years old, after taking the collagen for 45 days, I just started warming up. My buddy's like, let's see what you can bench. You know, that's what guys do. And I got to 385. I couldn't believe it. It went up. There was no twinge. My joints felt amazing. I benched the 405. It was absolutely incredible. Don't doubt it. I've got it on video. It's something I'll probably relish the rest of my life just because of the fact that I had given up on that goal because I didn't think my joints can handle it. That collagen is it. It is it. I would highly recommend that. Achy knees, low back, shoulders, anything like that. Give this thing 45 days and watch what it does for you. Hey, you guys have a great growth-driven rest of the.
All right, Dr. B.
I love that video.
Arms are bigger than my chest, I think, Brett. So how at 45 did he all of a sudden start breaking personal records?
You know, what I love about his video, it's so real, right? Because the bodybuilders can do whatever they can. So they, you know, and I have to admit, I was like him, like, what's the big deal with collagen? Like, I just never saw a huge need or benefit from it, even though I know it was supposed to be important. But what is our potential? Like, so, you know, what could possibly we do if our body was fully activated? So if the process of aging is loss of function, and loss of function is really equal to how well are you repairing, how well is your body making energy, how well are those cells communicating? If each of those are turned down, even 10%, you're 30% less suboptimal, right? And that's the trisynergizer, nuts and bolts. But with the collagen with him, like, so what happened, why did his strength increase at 45? right? So if we look at the structure of our skin and our muscles, our tendons, our ligaments, that strength of those. So you think about a rope, one strand of rope, it's a certain level of strength. What if you kept putting more and more strands together? How strong can that be? Right? Or just think about just toothpicks. Like anybody can break a pencil, but what if I had like 5 pencils on top of each other? I couldn't break it. So what happens, and he said 45 days, right? So how many different layers of collagen and elastin did he start laying down that gave his body more integrity and strength so he could actually lift more? So his brain had the capacity to do it, but he felt twingy, like because there wasn't the same amount of fibers hooked together to have the strength to be able to do that lift, right? So perhaps 45 not peak, right? What we know is at the age of 28-ish, your collagen production is drastically dropping, right? But is it dropping because it's dropping, or is it dropping because you're not taking an activated collagen, right? You're not eating collagen. You're not activating your body's natural mechanisms to basically produce the enzymes that help you repair. That's why we're aging. You age rapidly, you break down rapidly if those systems do not work. And I love that story, right? Because here's a guy, like, he's like, I'll just take it from my wife, to be nice to my wife, right? But to have somebody lift 405 pounds at 45 when he was trying to do that since he was 18 had nothing to do with his lack of training. He just didn't have enough fibers hooked together to have the actual rebound effect or strength for him to be able to push that up. And that's unbelievable. Awesome.
So good. And we actually have the video of him doing that and his shock and awe. It was just incredible. And we have another girl, Tara, who the same thing, or Tara, that happened to her as a lifter. So very cool. Exciting, exciting.